Hi, I'm Alyssa Garnham, founder of the Creative Light Academy, and I'm here to share with you tips, advice, and wisdom on how to start and grow your creative business. So, this week I'm talking about the tricky subject of negative feedback or criticism. Yep, it's not a very nice topic, but it could well be something that you're going to come up against in your business. And it's something that can be really hard to overcome, especially when you're first starting out. It can be so tempting to get one slightly negative comment from maybe a family member or a friend, maybe even someone you don't know on the internet, and think, that's it, I give up, what's the point? So I'm going to share with you some tips today on how to overcome feeling really despondent when someone gives you negative feedback, and how to overcome that and move forward in your business. So no one wants to be criticised. No one starts their business or starts a new venture and thinks, yep, I'm going to get criticised, that's what I want. That's definitely not what we set out to do. But unfortunately, it is a pretty inevitable thing in business, because if you're putting yourself out there and your products, you're going to find loads of fans, but you're also going to find people who don't really like what you do. And that can be really tough to accept, especially when you put your heart and your soul into something, because it's almost like a piece of you. You are putting it out there and you are saying to the world, hey, this is what I have to offer. And if you hear anything negative in return or in response, then it's hard to not take that personally, and especially when you're so intertwined in your own business. So it's really important to remember, think about, there are so many things out there that you don't like or you don't enjoy. Think about brands around you, places you shop. Maybe you've got particular opinions on why you don't shop somewhere, or why you choose to buy a particular thing over something else. And it's because you don't like it, and that's fine. We have so many products in the world that we choose to buy and we choose not to buy, and that's because there are so many of us living in the world, and we're all not going to like the same thing, and that's okay. So first off, you just kind of want to understand that not everyone is going to like what you do, and that is perfectly okay. We're all human, we've all got different likes, different dislikes. That is just the way the world works. So if you do get a negative comment or some feedback, then take a look at it and see if there is some valid feedback in that comment. If it's someone who has ordered from you and bought something, and they tell you that the order arrived damaged or that there was a problem with it, then generally that is something that you can learn from. So how can you package that differently so that you can avoid damage in future? You know, what steps can you take to kind of counteract that going forward? Or if you have someone email you and you think they're being particularly unfair or unkind, and you don't really think that there's anything valid in what they're saying, and there's nothing that you could actually do, maybe it was a situation out of your hands, and it was something you could never have predicted or you could have controlled, then it's worth remembering that we are all human, and sometimes people have bad days and they send out messages or emails, and they've got 100 things on their plate. They've got to remember all these things. They've had some really bad news that day, and it's just worth remembering that when they do contact you, maybe all this stuff has happened and you might get the brunt of it, and it's not actually about you, it's about all the other stuff that happened to them that day, but unfortunately you are just getting the brunt of that. So this kind of goes into my next point, which is about separating yourself from your business, which is so hard to do, and it's something that I still work on today. So you've got you, yourself, and then the business is separate. And this is so hard, especially in the beginning, because you just feel like you and your business are one and the same. So you really want to try and separate yourself. And oftentimes when people, if they leave a comment on social media, or they contact you, they might see you as a business and don't really see the human side. And it's important to remember, so if someone's having a bad day and they take that out on you, they don't really see that they're taking it out on a person. They're just venting their frustration. So it's important to kind of come back and respond with love and care, and just to remember that it probably isn't about you, and it's no reflection on you as a person or your character. It's just maybe something's gone wrong, and it's the 100th thing that's gone wrong that day, and the customer's had enough, or maybe the person commenting on social media, maybe they're jealous of what you're doing and they want to vent that jealousy, and it actually, they want to show you that you're stirring up feelings inside of them. So it's not actually about you, it's more about where they are and where they're coming from. So many people I speak to who have achieved great things and are really successful often say that a mark of achievement and of success is actually getting those negative comments and that negative feedback, which is such a weird way to think about it, because surely we want to be perfect all the time and give the perfect service, and then therefore have all glowing feedback and all glowing emails. So it's good to remember, if you are really successful and you're reaching loads of people, then naturally you're going to attract people who are not meant for your product. And that's okay, because that just shows how much of a reach your stuff has got and how many people you're reaching, which is great and what we want in our businesses. So if you get a negative comment or a criticism in your business, take some time, step back, think about it. You can sleep on it if it's not urgent, and just take a breather before you reply, because that can be so tempting to come from a place of anger and upset and want to put the world to rights. But actually just taking a bit of a breather, you can write a draft reply just to kind of get it out, but spend some time just away from the situation and then come back, read through what you've written, and think about it objectively. Maybe this person is having a bad day, and you don't want to come back with the same level of anger or upset or frustration. So try and separate yourself, and just remember, this is something that we all face, and it's just kind of how you overcome it and move on in your business, and that's the important thing. I hope you enjoyed today's topic. Like and subscribe if you like what I'm sharing, and do share in the comments if there's a question you have or a topic you'd like me to cover, and I might be doing it in a future video.